the reason I vlog. Mr. Creepy is ring hunting at the casino not near Napa. And as an added bonus, I'm max late registering just before the start of the second break for flight 4 of 5, or D of E if you prefer, in the World Series of Poker Mystery Bounty Circuit event. $400 gets me 20,000 starting chips and some ground to make up on the average in the room, but since I'm entering the tournament nearly 4 hours late, I'm going to have the advantage of being mentally fresh as the tournament progresses. My friend Austin from 8131 Media just snapped a professional in-action photo of me, and my pocket sevens allowed me to chip up to 23-2 at the break. I had 2 other friends at the table I was at, and on the hand right before the break, I got to see one eliminate the other as Joe Molina chopped an aces versus Charles Swan's kings, all in preflop. With some ground to catch up, let's go to me on break number 3. Okay, so that was an interesting round of 4 levels. I started with 23,000 chips. I hit trip kings to get to 30. Then I doubled with kings beating jacks, all in pre-flop to 60. Then my table broke. And with an average stack of 60,000, I was in the big blind with queen jack of clubs. Under the gun raised to 6,000, folded round to me. I called, I hit top 2. I check jammed his 15,000 bet, and my queen jack held, and I was at 120,000. You subscribe?
Of course, man. I love your vlogs.
Thank you. And boom goes the dynamite. When I first started playing poker in 2006, I'd typically buy in for $500 to a 2-3-5 no-limit cash game. I'd play tight, I'd typically lose, and I'd go to lunch with one of the more accomplished players, Scott Nemoto. I brought up my frustration that whenever I got pocket aces, I'd raise to $50, get 3 callers, and then I'd get beat. Scott explained to me, James, they know. I know you have aces. We know we're behind, but we know that if we flop 2 pair, a set, or a straight, we're going to get all your chips because you can't fold your overpair. Fast forward almost 20 years, yeah, I get it that most people don't like to get their kings cracked, but for the next 20 minutes I'm sitting next to the guy blaming the dealer for giving me 2 pair instead of 1 and insisting that if there was just a jack on the board and not 2 pair, I would still go all in and he would scoop. That's bad play. That's sour grapes. That's not healthy for the game. If you're going to bet your monster 3x preflop under the gun, I'm going to call you with suited connectors. You're not tricking me. I know you have a big pair. I'm either going to catch 2 pair or a monster draw, or I'm going to fold.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way.
Speaking of back in the day, there's another guy that used to play at the same place in the same game when I first started. He goes by the name Ace, and here we are present day in Napa at Ace and Vine Casino. No relation. I asked him the question, what's a hand that no matter what, you're not folding pre-flop? If you got a minute, I'd like to hear your answer too. My answer's pocket kings. My logic is I'm probably ahead, and if not, I've still got a chance to suck out. Here's what he had to say.
I'll drop down to ace king. Down to jacks. But it depends on it's player dependent though. Very player dependent.
Right.
There's a pretty cool tutorial on YouTube by Cali Kid Poker, also known as Kyle Kitagawa, where he breaks down the math of pocket jacks. But let's get back to what Ace here said about player dependency. A couple orbits later, I was on the button. Big stack raised to 6,000. I called that. The guy who had just lost with the kings went all in for like 57, somewhere around there. The original raiser folded. I snap called his 57,000 with jacks. He had aces. Pause. There's no way I'm folding jacks to the on-tilt guy, or even the on-tilt guys. If the original raiser calls, it's an easy fold. Since he didn't call, it's an easy call for me. He later told me he had pocket tens, which would be a reason to fold. Yes, 20 minutes of complaining worked out well for the short stack here. But there was a jack in the window. Maybe it's the dealer's fault. I was up to about 200,000. Slipped back a little by folding. Used to have a lot of chips. I still have a lot of chips. They just look different, right? I believe 67 make the money, 45 make day 2. There's less than 90 left. and sitting pretty. I think 163, 164, somewhere around there. All right, creepy, out. I had a modest goal. No, I can beat that. I wanted to make day 2. Shove my good stuff, take it down. My new friend of the vlog couldn't pay to suck out and wasn't so lucky.
Hey, there's Justo.
Yeah, in the money.
Money, baby. Let's go.
I used to be a lot more flexible when I was younger. There's things that I used to do that I don't even think about anymore. I thought I was too old. I didn't know it was possible. But with my chip stack as large as it was, I was caught sucking my own dick and donked off 60,000 chips. I have been on a permanent RunGood for at least the last 5 years. For at least the last 5 years, I've played in several poker tournaments with this man, a true crusher. In the last 5 years, I've seen Noel Rodriguez at another table in my tournament, but I've never actually played at his table. Just after the money bubble, our table broke and I was seated directly across from Noel. Just a few $1 million in tournament winnings separate us. Now we're face to face. Now it's time to take a stand. He's in the big blind and I'm all in with Ace King. Let's recover a bit or go home. What I didn't anticipate was the day ending so quickly. Mr. Creepy here at Ace and Vine with Mark.
Kyoba. Thank you.
And the question of the day is, without regard to anything else, what is a hand that if somebody goes all in pre-flop for a ridiculous amount, can you not fold?
I would say pocket 8s.
So I made day 2, 137,000 chips is probably right around average. I made the top 10% of my flight, 4 out of 5, or D out of E. There are people who made the money in the top 15%, but did not make day 2. That's for the top 10%. Out of the 5 flights, there were a little over 1,200 people that entered. There's 128 left. I'm one of them. And I got a chance to win it all, but I also got a chance to make a bounty. If you don't know what a bounty is, if I knock somebody out in this tournament at any time, I'm going to get essentially a lottery ticket. And during the breaks, you take that lottery ticket, you reach into a box, that lottery ticket's going to either pay you $300, wow, $300,000, $25,000, or a bunch of things in between. So if I bust anybody in the tournament, I have a chance at $25,000, even if I don't play well. Because it's a bounty tournament, the pay ladders for regular play are really low and really slow. I'm guaranteed $517. If I advance another 25 places, I'm going to get an extra 25 bucks. So whoop-de-doo. A lot of people are going to be crazy trying to get bounties. I'm going to, I guess, play tight, just because I want to see what's going on after 2 hours. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I'll get a bounty. Let's see how it goes. The best laid plans of mice and men. It's the third hand of day 2. Blinds are 3,000, 6,000, 6,000, and I haven't even gotten my video set up yet. This hand is why I vlog. Super Mario Lopez open raises 2 times my blind to 12,000 from the button. I know it's a position raise. It's time to take advantage of what I know I can do. I look down at an unsuited 8-3, and I put my remaining 131,000 chips in the middle. Super Mario thinks about it for an estimated 0.0 seconds, calls me with pocket 9s, the board misses both of us, and I'm done. Bet with the best hand, and then I jammed on him, and I gave him a bounty. 7 hours later, this fucking guy would win the whole tournament. 6 hours before that, this fucking guy would pull the $25,000 bounty. Me? I don't know. I guess pocket 9s is a snap call when you take player dependency into account. It's a big mistake on my part, But I do know that I won't be making that mistake again. Ever!